And a century later, the memories of that storm live on.
In fact, a survivor of the eastern tornado of 1913 says it is impossible to forget. KETV News Watch 7's Ryan Luby reports.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. In this case, maybe more than that. Pictures telling the story of one of Omaha's darkest days in a way no one else really can any longer.
It was very scary.
Except for one.
I remember my parents being terribly upset.
Maud Wangberg is 107 years young, going on 108 next month. She is one of the oldest living people in Nebraska. She's lived through a lot, but she remembers March 23, 1913, as if it were yesterday.
It was pretty much an average day.
How a trip to church, then to Grandma's house in Benson, did not end as her family had planned.
We got stuck out there. We couldn't get back. We had to stay there all night.
That's because right around 6 o'clock that night, an F4 monster cut a quarter-mile path right through the middle of town. It wasn't until the next day, from a streetcar, did Maud see just how bad it was.
And on the way home, we saw ravages of the tornado. Clothes were hanging in trees.
A twister that caught everyone off guard and killed more than 100.
Certainly a lot has changed since then. Maud's childhood home, for instance, at 28th in California, is now gone, and so is the whole neighborhood. In its place, the North Freeway. Of course, what's also changed is the technology.
You know, came right up here through Jocelyn Castle, some damage there.
As Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby and I walk near 39th and Davenport, an area hit hard by the storm, he shows us a 100-year-old booklet.
This thing, unfortunately, is kind of coming apart in pieces here,
in which the writers explain to readers just how powerful tornadoes can be.
There were some scientists at the time that would have called this a tornado, but the general public, just saw it as a black cloud and had very little experience with it.
And little warning, which differs from how we would have handled the same type of storm now.
I'm sure we'd have been talking about the setup days in advance, but even as that tornado was on the ground coming up through the Ralston area, certainly there would have been sirens blowing, there would have been a tornado warning out, and everybody in its path would have known. We, at this time, would have had sky cams looking at it.
You can be sure Maud and her family today are thankful for advanced warning, especially her daughter Lorraine.
You have your own story.
Well, yeah, I never thought tornadoes would touch me.
Who survived Omaha's second most memorable monster in 1975.
I had bought my first house, and the tornado ate it.
As bad as that was, the fact remains. 1913 left a scar on this community, worth more than just 1,000 words, more like 1,000 memories. And so long as Maud Wangberg is with us, she'll never forget.
Yes, you can't forget it.
And won't let us either. Ryan Luby, KETV News Watch 7.